Hello, everyone, and welcome to the VZWBuzz recap. Today we talked about mobile shopping, and there's a lot of angles to mobile shopping, doing it safely, saving money, and using a plethora of apps that are out there for us to make it super convenient not to even have to carry our wallets around. Today we're going to give away a Samsung Galaxy S5. This is a wonderful phone that is also waterproof. Not that, a lot of us sometimes need a waterproof phone, but, in case it falls in the toilet or in the pool or other places. I hear that's a common accident. And I am thrilled to welcome Marybeth Hamilton. She is at Baby Savers on Twitter. How are you, Marybeth?
Hi, Monica. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. How is the cold in
Minnesota? Yes, and it is cold, very cold. So I try to avoid going outside this kind of day.
Yeah, but you guys out there in Minnesota, you're, hardy Midwestern folk.
Yeah, when I do go outside, I don't usually wear a heavy coat, or as long as I have a scarf, I feel like I'm set for the weather. So, but I also just run from the door to my car, and then from my car to the door again. So maybe I am
the only way.
Yeah, try to stay inside.
But I don't hear you guys complaining, which is always admirable. No. I know the people on the coasts, we tend to be big whiners about the weather.
Well, yeah, we're in Minnesota. We don't really complain about much.
Yeah, so wonderful people in Minnesota. I'm so thrilled to have you. I know that we've cooperated together in the past on a couple of events. Didn't we launch the Samsung Galaxy S5 last year around this time?
Here it is. I had a phone at the launch, and I love it. I still use it, so I'm very happy with it. It's a great phone.
It's great. It's a really great phone, and that was a fun launch at the Verizon Destination Store at the Mall of America, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was really fun, and that was my first time in the store too. I was so impressed with it. That was great. Now I go back all the time, brings my kids' ass to go there. So yeah, it's one of the top places to go when I do go to the Mall of America.
I know, it's a really, really fun store. Yes. I love how they have the toys for kids down in the, area accessible to kids.
We're very familiar with that area now.
It's great. How old are your kids?
They're 5 and 6.
Oh,
yeah.
How perfect.
Yeah, then they're 12 months apart, so they're super close in age, and they're really close, and they just like to play together. And so when we do go to places like the Mall of America, it's pretty easy because they want to go to the same places and do the same things. So it's very fun.
That's so great. That's so great. I know today we're going to talk about mobile shopping, and for all of you, that you must have heard a lot of really great tips from Robin, who is always sharing these incredibly useful resources and tips.
About
I'm going to give you a couple more.
Yes.
Yeah, I always she's my go-to person, Robin, every time I'm stuck on just about any theme. I'm like, Robin, how do you do this?
I know, and she has that answer right away. It's not like she doesn't have to look for anything. She very knowledgeable.
Have to. No.
She's
and
really good.
Great balance of, good common sense advice as well as tech resources.
Yes, definitely. It's not like you're talking to an encyclopedia. She really definitely lays it all out in a way you can understand. So she's a great resource, definitely. Yeah. Now
don't let that all go to your head, Robin.
Yes,
I know that this could be dangerous.
Yeah, right. Or she could just be bombarded with questions from everyone now.
From now
the secret's out.
Yeah, another great resource is Jean Parks, aka Geek Babe. So hey, Jean, it's great to see all of you. The person that's going to win this Samsung Galaxy S5 today is the person that actually tells us what is the new thing that you learned during today's recap. And so keep your thinking caps on and share it on Twitter with the VZWBuzz hashtag. And again, this recap is sponsored by Verizon Wireless. So, Marybeth, let's get to it. So we want to talk a little bit about great apps, shopping apps. Tell us, what are your favorites?
The old standby for shopping online is always Amazon, and Amazon has an excellent app. I mean, if you use your browser on your phone or your tablet, that works fine if you go to Amazon.com. But if you go to the app, it's really kind of just like seeing Amazon from a new set of eyes. It's easy to search, it's easy to sort and filter what you're looking for. And another great thing that it has is if you are debating about shopping for something in the store, and you want to know if Amazon has a lower price, the Amazon app actually has a barcode scanner right in that. So you can open the Amazon app, scan the product in the store, and see if it's selling for lower on Amazon. And so if you can get it for lower with free shipping, you can do that. So it really makes you a savvy shopper, whether you're shopping in store or online.
That's a really good tip.
Yeah. And so there's a few other barcode scanners out there. So Red Laser is another one. And that's available for iOS and Android too. So these are everything that I'm talking about is available on both platforms. And Red Laser does the same thing where you can scan a barcode, and that searches both online prices and in stores, and it searches across a variety of merchants, including Target and Walmart and your basics, Target.com, Walmart.com, Amazon, all of them. And it tells you who sells them and what the prices are for. And another thing I found that really helpful with was for Christmas returns. So I was able to scan a product that I had that I didn't know where it was from, scanned it with Red Laser, and found out that it sold at Kohl's, so I knew where I could return it to. But yeah, right? My husband thought I was brilliant when I started doing that.
Wow.
But Red Laser, and you can also search by keywords too, so you can do just a quick search to make sure that you're getting that best price when you're online. And then I guess, I'm really for the comparison shopping, but my site is Baby Savers. I'm all about saving money, so and then another thing is check your individual stores that you like, whether it's online or brick and mortar stores, and check and see if they have an app. Almost every store does, and lots of times they might offer a special discount or code just for shopping through the app instead of through their website, which may not be as mobile friendly as their app is to shop through.
Yeah, this is true. I did experience that once. Downloading the apps of the stores that you like. You also get tips and ideas on what goes with what, but also coupons, right? Let's talk a little bit about great resources for saving money, because there's a lot of conversation out there from Groupons and things, but this is one of your main themes, and I am actually looking forward to hearing.
And I love to talk about it because I practice it all the time. So so it's really something that I like to do, and it's one of those things that when I start talking about it, I realize other people may not be doing the same thing. So it's nice to put the information out there. So before you press purchase on any purchase that you make online, whether it's on a mobile device or on your computer, always search for a coupon code. Make sure you're not missing out on something like free shipping, 10% off, or something even bigger, or a free product with purchase.
How do you do that?
So there's a great site to do that. My trick that I do is I just Google the store name or the website name with the words coupon code and see what comes up. But if you want something that's a little more straightforward, there's a site called retailmenot.com, and there's an app as well for that you can download onto your device. And you search for, you go to retailmenot.com and you search for the store, and a list of coupon codes will come up. If you decide that you would rather go in store, you can also search for printable coupons on there for the same stores. So it gives you a really easy database to search through and find the coupon codes you're looking for. It also has a really nice I'm trying to think of the word, but it's user-driven because people can provide feedback and say whether a coupon code worked for them or not. And so then hey, this isn't working for me, and you can go back and say 95% of people said yes. Crowdsourcing, that's the word I was looking for.
Yeah. Well, I want to make sure that this is actually underlined because it's such an important tip you just shared. So do not click shop on anything online.
Yes, don't click purchase until you search for a coupon code, and maybe there won't be one, right? There's not always one, but chances are good that there will be. So, and it's better to search instead of kind of kicking yourself after, or seeing if you can go back and apply that later.
Yeah, such a good advice. And what percentage would you say, and I realize this is anecdotal, but what percentage of the time do you find coupons for when you're shopping online? Is that 50% of the time, higher?
I'd say probably 50%, just because I do a lot of shopping on Amazon, and Amazon doesn't offer too many coupons. Generally they're more about the discount that's there in front of you instead. But when I'm shopping in other stores other than Amazon, most of the time I do find a coupon for it. And it really, that's what actually, it gives me that incentive to actually click purchase instead of leaving it and letting it sit in my cart.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
so interesting. Yeah, I
Mhm.
have a ton of stuff sitting in carts in a
Oh,
bunch
I
of
know.
places.
Everywhere. I was just on Target.com yesterday, and I hadn't shopped there for a while, and I was like, "What is this in my cart?" And it was something from way before Christmas that I had been thinking about buying, and completely
Yep,
forgot. So
so
I
interesting.
understand. Yeah, yeah. But back to the apps and individual stores. There, I think you had said this that a lot of those stores offer some really amazing tools that you won't find. And there's some really incredible technology out there that you can find. And I can't think of any examples off the top of my head, but I know there are some beauty products that or beauty brands that have their own sites, and then you can do things like upload your picture, and it will simulate like what the products will look like on your face. Or there are some clothing sites where if you search for a product or you're bringing up a list of like dresses, and you have that list right in front of you of all the search results, and the pictures are there in little thumbnail images. If you swipe across the picture, it'll show you the back view of that product instead of having to actually go in and click and find the details. You can see, get a 360-degree view of that item without actually leaving
It's,
those search results. I know
I
it's
really,
really, I know, and the first time I saw that, I was like, oh, there's a really good reason to shop with an app then instead of just
yeah,
going through there,
this is so true. I mean, that
through your
whole
browser.
360 view is
Yeah.
so important for
hmm
many of the things that we buy,
Well,
for
right, and if
sure.
you're searching for a dress and you don't know it's backlist, and then, if you're in the search results, you can just like, you can just
Yeah,
tap that
that
right
could
on
be
by if that's not really what you're looking for.
that could be a nasty surprise
Yes, yes, exactly.
if you buy a dress and when it comes you realize it's completely backless or
Yeah,
something.
yeah,
Yeah, or has a plunging neckline down to your bottoms. So,
exactly.
yeah, that might be a nasty surprise.
Yeah.
It's also become a little bit easier to return things that you buy online, right?
Yes, yeah, and that's one of the tips that I have for shopping online is always check that return policy, make sure that they accept returns because some sites that are those flash sale sites where they have deeper discounts, like Zulily.com is a really good example of that, or Rulala.com. They have limited return policies, so almost everything on Zulily can't be returned. Rulala you can only return for store credit if you don't want to pay for shipping. And then another thing is, if they do have a return, this is important for clothing especially, if they allow returns, see if they allow free shipping for your returns. So free shipping for purchases and returns is super important. It lets you buy 2 sizes at once, try on both, send one back, and it really alleviates that pain of having to go through like going to the post office and figuring out how much it's going to cost and building that into the cost of your purchase too. So I love free shipping and returns when it comes to clothes and shoes.
That's a really who do you use that does free shipping
So
returns?
Amazon, things that are shipped, the clothing and shoes that are shipped from Amazon do free shipping and returns. Same thing with Zappos, it's kind of the old standby for shoes online. And because of that, almost every shoe website that's legitimate and has a good reputation, almost like shoes.com or any of those, almost all of them offer free shipping and returns.
That's really good advice. I know Zappos is a big favorite, and of course shoes.
Yes,
Oh,
I
a big
know,
weakness.
right? And if you're shopping for shoes, it's so important to get those 2 sizes, the one size up or half size down. So when you
Yeah,
get your shoes, you have them and they're ready to wear instead of having to wait for that return to come back.
yeah, yeah. Shoes are hard, right? Because you can't
Yeah.
really try them on. The only time I've actually shopped for shoes, and it took me like 2 minutes, was the teaks.
Yeah. Oh
Um,
yeah. hmm
I love those shoes, and
Oh.
they come in this gorgeous little bag, all bundled up, and
hmm Yeah.
yeah, they're really great, easy to buy
Yeah.
as well. So
Yeah. And and other sites like I know when I bought shoes online for my kids from like StrideRite.com, they have a really cool printout because kids' shoes are small. So you can print out this piece of paper that gives you directions on how to measure to find out. And that you actually cut out like this little strip and wrap it around their foot to see if they're a wide fit or not, and then they step on it to see the exact size. It's like you going to a shoe store and having the salesperson measure them, but you can do it all in your home. So it's really nice.
yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about safety. So a lot of people are worried about how to shop safely,
Yeah.
using
Yeah.
your mobile device.
Right.
What is your advice on that?
Well, I might not be the best person to speak to like the actual technology behind like sending your information across to a store. So maybe you could speak to that more because I've heard things about shopping mobily, and it doesn't stop me, but it does make me think like maybe I should think about these things before I actually like enter my credit card number and things like that. But my number one tip is just be careful and think about where you're shopping. And that's another time where those individual store apps come in handy, because you know that when you're shopping with that store app that it's a legitimate place. Or so if you're in your browser, like I have Chrome on my Android devices, if I'm in there, it can be kind of easy for a scammer to pull a fast one on you and make like a fake storefront or something like that. But just biggest thing is shop from reputable places, because you know with Target and all those places, we're not 100% safe no matter what. I think we've all learned that your information really, like, you can only be so careful, but the biggest thing is just be aware of where you're shopping from and where you're providing that information to.
Yeah, reputable places is a great tip.
Yeah.
The other one that I find is super important, because there's so much spam coming into our emails, is if it's too good to be true, it's too good to be true.
Yes,
so don't click on links on your email inbox, even if it says coming from American Express or Neiman Marcus or it can be. Check the address of the sender, and you'll 99 times out of 100 find that it doesn't come from the store. But in any case, those are not the best ways. The other thing is, you don't want to use an open network. So Wi-Fi at Starbucks is not the best place to be shopping for things. Try to do it from secure Wi-Fi, like your own hotspot, right? If you're using that. Also, this site has to have an S on it, HTTPS, for secure, especially once you're about to enter your credit card information. And I also don't want to, scare people into saying this is not safe. It's completely safe. It was millions of dollars of transactions go on every day.
Right.
But there's some things that you want to do to be completely safe.
Yeah, and also another thing that gives me a lot of confidence when I shop, and I know not everyone has the privilege or the will or desire to use it, but I use an American Express, and they offer a lot of different purchase protections for things like that, where if it turns out to be a scam, or if the company doesn't ship something and you still get charged, they have protections in place for me that it makes it so I don't have to end up paying for it. And so it's something, just check your credit cards, and I know some debit cards do that too, so it's something to think about. Maybe Amex Serve does that now. I'm not positive about that, but it's something to think about.
Yeah, I do agree with you. I find American Express in particular, they're always protecting the consumer, and if you see a funny transaction, they'll immediately credit you, so it's a really great card to use. Not favored by a lot of merchants because it's more expensive for them, but certainly safer for consumers. And I know the most frugal of frugal people generally don't like credit cards either, but I make the exception in that case just because I have definitely use their purchase protection services and for instances like that, and it's been beyond helpful. So I can't help but recommend American Express. Yeah, I would agree with that. Also, use different passwords for different websites. Try not to use the same password for all of the sites that you shop on. Because I know it's hard to sometimes think of new passwords, but keep them in a safe place and try to make sure that they are different, right?
Yeah, that's a good tip too.
What about just for final tips on mobile shopping? What would you say about sort of getting organized, or sort of keeping a tally of your shopping? Is there a good app to do that?
Gosh. I am not the person to speak to about being organized, to be honest.
Being organized is not your forte?
No, but I do, I generally try to take a screenshot of my order page, so I have that, even though, we always get those emails. My email inbox, speaking of organization, gets cluttered very easily, so I take a screenshot of that final order page, and then I use Evernote for everything, just because you can search so easily through it. So and then I just add it into Evernote, so I have it there. So have it there.
That's a really good way to put it. I know there's an app. We put a blog post on. We shared today on the chat. There's an app called Lemon. I'm just reading it now. It's
Lemon Wallet. I've heard of that. Yeah. But I don't know too much about it.
It scans your receipts. And it keeps them organized in a way that allows you to see how much you've spent. And so it's a really good way to do some budget management, because of course we all like to shop, but then comes the time of reckoning
Right.
when we have to pay.
Yes, exactly. So Lemon Wallet, it just, I don't know if you know this. Does it actually read the receipts and scan that data in before, or do you have to manually enter that information?
It scans all your receipts and then
Yeah.
organizes them into an easy understand series of categories and reports.
Nice.
And then it tells you, exactly where you've been spending your money, which is useful.
Yeah, good and bad, right?
Shoes and bags for me.
Yes, right.
But yeah, I think any of those. If you don't have the receipt, you can actually also enter the information just so that you can keep up. It's a really good way to manage your spending. And I know that in our country, this is one of our sports, and we love to shop and window shop. We love to return. We're one of the few countries that does so many returns. You go to Europe and buy something, and you try to bring it back, and they look at you like, what?
I'm so
What are you
guilty of
doing?
that. I would be lost. I'd be lost without returning.
Yeah. It's a sport for us. I actually lived across from this nice woman who, honest to goodness, every day I would see her come in with bags and out with bags. And what are you doing? Because I love to shop, but I love more to return.
Oh. She gets the thrill of the purchase.
Yeah, it was a sport for sure.
Oh, that's funny.
Well, thank you so much, Marybeth. It's great to get your advice, the advice of a pro.
Well, thank you.
I loved your apps. I love the idea. I think they call it showrooming, to actually check the price on the store you're in.
Yes.
But try to support your local shops and your local economy.
Yeah, right.
Because even if you have to pay a little bit more to support your local town shops.
And it can definitely be worth it. Absolutely. So I totally agree with that.
Your friends and neighbors, so think about that as well. Sometimes saving $5 on something may not be worth it.
Yeah.
And so thanks everyone for learning. Misty is going to be posting on the Twitter stream the winner of the Samsung Galaxy S5. And one other question I have for all of you on Twitter is let us know if you notice anything different from today's broadcast. I want to thank Marty and Misty again for an incredible job producing our recaps. Again, Marybeth and everyone on the chat, Robin, the Tech Dad, Gene, and all of us on the Lifestyle team for joining today. And thanks to Verizon for being our sponsor. Have a great week. Next week, we're actually going to talk about digital wellness, all of the stuff we have for health and eating right and staying on top of our health and our bodies. So join us next week again. Thanks again, everyone. See you later.